Welcome to the Lego Chronicles podcast. I'm Dylan. This is my co-host Alexa, also my beautiful wife. And today we've got the Atat Walker. This is the set that we will be assembling. And while we do so, we're just going to chat about life and see where that leads us.
So tell me more about this thing.
Okay.
How is it significant to Star Wars?
Alright, so I don't have the nitty gritty on like the origins and where it came from. I was a kid and I've watched the movies time and time again, but I just don't remember details like that.
So you don't remember what this robot
I can tell you what it does.
metal tank does?
Yeah, so I know what it does. That I can tell you.
Okay.
But what I don't know is like what movie it came, like what episode of Star Wars it was in.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't remember that kind of stuff. But actually, another fun fact: I built one of these.
Oh yeah, where did you build that?
I built it at the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge theme park in Orlando.
That's
for
pretty
Disney.
cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. It was kind of weird too. Like on that ride, we got to do a demo of it, and you end up facing it and looking right at it, and it's all dramatic, and it's really a cool experience.
Yeah.
Kind of startles you, like, oh my god.
So is it a ride at Disney World?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
It was life size.
Wow.
So, you know, this is life size scale over here. This one right here, that's comparative, like, to see the mountains, how big it is. Like, it's pretty much like scaled. So this guy, like, that's how big he is in real life. That's how big we look.
Gotcha.
If it was real. And it's just a tank on legs.
Right.
I think that terminology, let me look that up real quick. There's
Does this what do you call it? Does this thing have a name?
Yeah, so it's a AT-AT.
Oh, that's the name of it.
Yeah, it's called
okay.
the AT-AT Walker because it, legs.
Yeah.
It's walking. All right, here we go. AT-AT means all-terrain armored transport. So it's
that makes sense.
Armor. It's a tank.
Yeah.
Yep. And it covers a lot of ground with those big legs.
So how do you do your unboxing?
All right. So I like to take a look at the box and, check it out, take it all in. Because one thing Lego does that's really cool is they make the box an experience in itself. And in the collectors of Lego, having a pristine box is really important. And a lot of people, it's artwork. They love it. And so this is the 40th anniversary. Oh, well, shit. I can't believe that. I'm like, I don't know what movie it's from. It's right there.
Oh, The Empire Strikes Back? That's a movie? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm clearly not a Star Wars fan because I did not know that.
I'm pretty sure it's the first Star Wars from the 70s.
Oh my gosh.
40 years ago. And this came out, I think, 2019 or 2020. So it's a few years old.
And you said there's other models that have been made before this one?
Yeah, it's such a landmark Lego Star Wars set that it's come out, I think, 3 or 4 times, and then they made a $800, I think 4,000 piece, might even be like 6,000 piece set.
Wow.
It's incredibly large. It's over 2 feet tall. It's like a small dog.
Yeah, that's
crazy. I think
crazy.
it weighs about 20 pounds, right?
Yeah. That's kind of wild to have that in your house.
Yeah. Oh my god, what's the dude? Oh, it's not a dog? Okay. And then, so we got General Veers, Luke Skywalker, 2 pilots, and 2 snowtroopers. And this tank holds...
this guy's my favorite.
That's Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
Yep. And yeah, he's the...
I like that he's like hanging from it.
And then I like to take a look at the back to see all the details. It shows you all the moving functions. This little spin wheel right here works his reel gun. And then, yeah, so now we'll jump in and take a look at the bags. My favorite part is dumping it out. That's very satisfying to me.
How does this work?
All right, good question. So the first step I like to do, I like to know how many bags I have. I just want to know. So And they're all numbered. All the bags are numbered. Sometimes there's more than one number one bag. There might be. Yeah, let's see. I'm sure it's happened here. So we got 5, 4, 7, 6. Oh, right. So 8. See, we got a number 8 and a number 8. So they'll do the big pieces, and then they'll do all the little pieces.
So they don't get lost.
Yeah, and so if, like, for me, and there's another bag in here.
Yeah.
I'll
what
dump
is this
out.
One? Is this 2?
Yeah, 2. I'll dump out, like...
And this one's what, 7?
7.
Got it.
So I'll dump out, like, with this, you'll see, you'll dump out, like, the bigger bag and put those pieces here, and then I like to keep the littler ones separate so it's easier to get to pieces.
Gotcha.
So, this is cool. That's a cool bag, alright? They actually put all the minifigures in one bag for once.
So you can get to the exciting part, like, right away.
Yeah. Did you do any type of, like, building blocks or any Legos or anything when you were a kid?
Legos, not so much, but, like, leaking logs, and, I build, like, things with popsicle sticks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. How many popsicles did you have to eat?
I didn't. You just buy them at the craft store.
Oh, really? I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What'd you build out of popsicle sticks? That's pretty creative.
Thanks. I was, like, obsessed with the Little House on the Prairie in Pioneers.
No
so I
way.
made, like, log cabins.
Did you know...
I'm still kind of fascinated by people during that time period because, you know, we live in Oregon and the Oregon Trail's, like, right there.
I know. Oh, we live on it. We're on the Oregon Trail, actually. I loved Little House on the Prairie. I read all the books.
Same.
Wasn't there a movie or TV? There was, right? Something like that?
There was a TV show, yeah. I can't remember what channel it's on.
So, pause right there real quick. Let me break this down for you. So, on this first page, it shows us every bag and what it makes. And then what we want to do, because we don't know whose head goes where or what, so we're going to follow the instructions. So you're going to build Luke first.
Okay.
And then I'll break this bag open for you.
And what does Luke's head look like?
It is the one with the visor. Yep.
Okay.
And then, so Little House on the Prairie.
He has a helmet. Oh, I put it on the wrong guy.
Do you remember the movie, or sorry, the books, the Boxcar Children or something like that?
I read those, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like on the, that was like that childhood adventure. That was really cool.
Yeah.
That and Little House on the Prairie.
Right. My dad and I, we used, like, every summer we used to go to a house that Laura Ingalls Wilder lived in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, who's she?
Laura Ingalls Wilder is a real pioneer. That's, she has books. And then that's what Little House on the Prairie is actually based off of.
Whoa.
Is
her life?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So you're really into Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
Are you like the kind of person that goes to these places?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Every summer we went to a different place she lived. So I believe she was actually originally from Minnesota, and then she also lived in Wisconsin, Missouri, New York when she got married. She married, I forgot her husband's name, but they lived in upstate New York, and then there's a few other places I can't think of the top of my head. It's been so long ago, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
And what's that like? Like what part of Minnesota? Because you're from Minnesota too, right? Like,
I believe it was Maple Grove.
Maple Grove.
If I recall, Maple Grove. It's just like.
Is that north of like?
It's like
Twin Cities.
South.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of cool.
If I recall, that was like the actual town where she lived in. So I can't remember.
There's a gun in here somewhere.
It could have been like Grand Rapids or something.
You need that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I never did that. I was never like, I've been to a lot of cool places, but I don't know, like I love movies. I love movies. Yeah. TV. I spent so much time watching movies and stuff during my childhood. and I never was like, I need to go see where it was filmed.
Really?
I did the Universal.
I love doing that. I love going to, like, filming locations of movies. It's, like, one of my favorite pastimes.
I did. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool, actually. I kind of wish I did it more. Yeah. It just wasn't
we can
pushed.
do it now.
Right? Was that something that your parents did, or is that, like, did you have that idea?
I just, like, going to the places where Orange Welder lived.
Or just in general, like, wanting to see movie locations.
That was, like, something I picked up, like, interested in, because, like, when you watch movies, you're like, oh, that place looks really cool. Like, I wonder if that's a real place that I can go to.
Ah.
And then, I would Google it, and usually there's an address if it is a real place. And, you just drive there, or you fly there, depending on how far it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And your parents just, like, fed that drive for, like, okay, well, if we have to go, we'll make a trip out of it.
Yeah. I think it started with going to, like, places that Laura used to live in, or at.
So it started with.
It started there, and, like, one of my favorite places that she lived was actually the Wisconsin house, and it's actually a dugout.
A dugout?
Yeah, it's a dugout house. Like,
Whoa,
can you imagine
like,
living under the dirt?
Like in The Hobbit, like where it's in a hill?
Yeah, but it's, like, a way bigger. It looks like a little hill.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating, like, how they did all that was very lack of technology back in the day.
You see this piece right here? I need that piece. Oh, yeah, that one. Then what else do we need? One of these.
It looks like
guys?
you need this one.
This guy. Yep, I got one of the... Oh, this guy.
And, like, that long tube.
Have you built many Legos before?
No.
No?
Not until we started dating in 2017.
I think that...
That was, like, the first time I really, like, indulged in Legos. However, in Minnesota, there's a Lego land in the Mall America.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa. I thought there was only... Really?
Yeah, you've been there with me when you came to meet my parents in Minnesota.
I don't remember. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, maybe...
I just remember...
You just don't remember because it was so long ago.
Yeah. There was a lot. There was a lot to take in that trip, too.
Yeah. And then...
You got them all
That's kind of like the most exposed I ever got to Legos, just like going to the Legoland at the mall. But we never really... I wasn't interested enough to, like, make my parents buy sets. What about you?
It's weird. So, my earliest memory, and I'm sure, because I know it wasn't my first Lego, and it was actually a Mega Block set. It wasn't a Lego. But there was this giant purple monster truck, and purple is one of my favorite colors.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was sick. And it had these big shocks and springs, and it wanted it really bad.
Did it have, like, peak flame on the side?
It had green.
Oh, it had green?
Lime green, you know.
That's
funny.
awesome.
Those are some of my favorite colors.
Yeah.
And then, here, so...
Purple and lime green sounds interesting.
It was really cool. And it had, like... Yeah, anyways, so I remember we're at the house, and my parents are building the house that I grew up in, and I'm about 5 years old. You're right here with these.
Oh, okay.
One more of those graded plates. This one right here, baby.
Oh.
And I'm at the house, and my mom's like, because the house isn't built yet, so I brought some reason they let me bring the Lego, the biggest one.
Oh my gosh.
And I loved destroying them back then. And they're like, don't break them, you're going to want that later. No, break it. And now,
you just destroyed all of the Legos.
Yeah, I like to throw them into walls and make them wreck into each other.
Oh my god.
So I took this Lego and I took it out into the dirt.
Talk about getting childhood anger out.
Yeah.
When you can't really express yourself yet.
Battles.
So you just throw things at the wall.
Yeah. Lots of sound effects, you know.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I remember, and she's like, "You're gonna break it. Don't play with it outside." I was like, "Yeah, okay." And of course, I started losing pieces, and I never had that thing together again.
That reminds me, do you remember the movie Spirit that's about horses?
Yeah, of course.
So I had like the little Native American characters and all the horses like action figure set, and I used to play with them in the sandbox. And it would leave my brother and I would leave them in there, and it would rain, and they just get like somehow buried in the sand. And it would be so hard to find them.
The Hasbro or the can't remember the name. My sister was really into those horses as a kid too.
Yeah, they weren't like a particular brand. It was just like an action figure set that came from that was like produced for the movie Spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They get right here. In the back.
Okay.
Other way?
Other way.
Right. Yeah, perfect. Just like
Yeah.
that. I found so much, like, and now, you know, like, that's some of my earliest memories of, like, building things. And I watched my family build the house I grew up in, too. Oh,
Mhm.
I need that guy. Yeah. So, like, I wonder, was it, like, what came first, you know, the chicken or the egg? Because I have this passion to just build things and do it for a living, and it's not enough. I need to go home, build some Legos, you know? It's like, why do I just need to continually build stuff? And
it's maybe you're just like creating things.
Yeah, and like the Legos was such a cool way as a kid to like you did something, you accomplished something, and
Yeah.
it was like, I don't know anything, you know, you're a kid, you don't know.
Right, and then you built this thing as a young child.
Yeah, it
feels like you did so much more.
Whoa, I did that? Like, wow.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, well, cool, you did that. And then, yeah, that was probably a big part of it.
And, like, did your parents, like, praise you when you built it, too?
Yeah, in a really cool...
Do you think that played, like, a big part in, like, the wanting to do it more and more because the reward?
Well, that was definitely played a part, and the coolest part was, like, so the power would go out where I lived, and during the winter sometimes, and when that happened, I had bins of Legos that were just not sets, just random assorted Legos, and we'd take these bins, we had a big rug in the living room.
Right here?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And what we would do is we'd dump them out. And my dad, we didn't really like do a lot together. And I always wanted to. And so that was like, maybe that's more so why. But that was the thing that we did.
Yeah.
And
is with building Legos together?
Only during the power outage.
Oh.
So when the power, the bottom.
Oh,
right there.
Okay.
So when the power would go out, he had nothing, we couldn't do anything, right?
Right, so he couldn't do something else.
Yep, yeah. And he'd get down on the ground. We weren't playing catch. He did that, but it was like, he's down on my level. He came down to me on the ground and did what I wanted to do, you know, and it was just really cool. And so that was a lot of encouragement. Went and got the boxes for me, and like, yeah, it was really nice.
That's cute.
And you don't think about that stuff till you get older.
Right.
What do you need? You need a couple pieces? I think you need these guys right here. Boom.
It's like sometimes I feel bad for being kind of a crazy child. But then I'm like, oh, I'm kind of glad I did all that because I can't do it now.
So, what's the craziest thing you ever did as a child?
So not the craziest thing I did, but probably the number one thing that stands out that my mom got me, like, mad at me the most for, as we had a trampoline and we would put the hose underneath the trampoline to get it wet and then, like, watch the water splash through the trampoline.
That's actually, wet trampoline's fun.
Yeah, and then if you add dish soap to it, it's even more fun.
What?
Because you watch the bubbles.
Oh my god.
But
that's wild.
And then, like, my backyard had, like, a slight hill, and then there was, like, a gate all around, and, like, the fence that was, like, the furthest back had, a door, so you can open the gate, so you can do, like, a slip and slide through the gate.
So wait, what? You slip and sliding through the gate?
Yeah, but with nothing on it, like, just straight mud.
Oh my god.
And then, there was, like, another mud bottle next to the trampoline. And we would just, like, roll in it and, like, just have mud fights.
That's
and
the best.
That was what made my mom the most mad, because then she had to hose us down.
Yeah, but mud fights are the best.
I know.
Have you ever done like this is some redneck shit, but I'm kind of a redneck. But did you ever do like a mud bog tug of war or like
I have
mud volleyball?
at my school.
Oh yeah, that's
in
cool.
elementary school we did that, but it wasn't like complete straight mud.
Oh really?
It wasn't like that was the purpose of it. It was like tug of war, but it's like, because Minnesota, like, it kind of rains a lot and the soil's kind of soft, like, so if it gets muddy, it's like it gets like super muddy.
Yeah. We would make, so we did a few of them. A lot of rodeos have them, and I rodeoed a lot with my family. But so that would be, you do like one rodeo every year had a mud pit. They made it, dug it out.
Oh my God.
Filled it with mud.
So it was like the whole purpose of it.
Yeah. You would stand in the mud, and then it was mud volleyball.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was so much fun. It was really cool. And then we had another one. They do the same thing, but it was oh, here you go. It would be tug of war, and they soaked it for days. So the whole time we're at the fair, we did the fair in September, and it's hot, right? And we'd do it kind of in the morning. We did a sack race, a two-man sack race. Wow. That's crazy. Have like you done those?
Like a potato sack race?
Yeah, but with a partner.
Oh.
So you got,
I don't know. Maybe I have, and I just can't remember.
So there's like two kinds. It's where you're just by yourself in a sack and you're hopping.
Yeah.
But then with a partner, you're both inside legs of the leg touching each other. That leg goes in a sack, and one guy holds one side and the other partner holds the other. And if you're short and I'm tall, it's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem.
So you have to match your partner to your height.
As best you could, yeah. And you can be the same height and have different sized legs, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was fun. Those are the good days. Oh, I think these are footrests. I didn't get the memo on that.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I have no idea what part this is.
I've never... Yeah, this is...
kind of like hard to tell still.
I think these are extras. All right. Where, I feel like, why does I have this?
I know.
Huh, yeah, extra. All right. So,
oops.
Extra parts can go over here.
So this is done then?
Yep, so that's
okay.
Stage 1. You can put a guy in there if you want. One guy goes on here, and then that guy goes in there.
How do you know? It's not even...
They're the snow troopers.
Oh. So no, but like, what is this?
Oh, that's a speeder.
Oh.
So that's a snow speeder. It's like a dirt bike for Star Wars.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
And I know because I've seen the movies. And it's on the picture right here. The snow speeder dude. And
so
then
that's
that guy shoots that.
Okay.
And then the other figures are going to be the pilots.
Gotcha.
You want to put him in there?
Sure.
That guy? Yeah. I like to put them in their thing so they don't get like knocked off or something.
You're sure that's why? Or you just like to...
No, I like them. I just want to see them in there. I think I'm missing something. So weird.
Interesting.
Oh, I am missing something. That happens.
What did we miss?
This little stud right here. We missed. It goes on. This gun's supposed to be longer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can have duplicate parts, but you should never have, like, because the little parts that give you extras, you should never have a part you didn't use yet. If you have a part at the end of the bag that you know you haven't had duplicates, like, all right, there's something wrong.
Okay.
This guy sits. So they got these stud holes in the back of their legs. Yeah, right there. If you
so he's not supposed to stand.
No. Well, the only thing that I know in real life that's a stand-up is stand-up jet skis or crazy dirt bike guys that do wheelies or motorcycle. Yeah. So that's the stand-up that I know. I don't think this is supposed to be stand-up. But, you know, who knows? It is what you want it to be, right? That's the beauty of Legos.
Yeah.
So...
I thought he looked more badass standing up.
Hey, alright. Well, when we stage them all at the end, we'll do that.
Okay.
So, what was your favorite toy? Then, if you didn't you liked building things, clearly. Lincoln Logs, popsicle sticks, like, that's really creative.
Yeah, I really enjoyed making, like, I was kind of a dollhouse snob. I had 5 dollhouses growing up, 5 of them.
At once?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then
you had like
I made a neighborhood of them. So like each doll lived in a different house. They were all neighbors, and you know.
Wow. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then my brother really liked Ninja Turtles and like mini action figures. So then I made like cardboard houses for his action figures because they weren't allowed in my doll houses.
So they got to live in the slums. You got them in the hut.
I guess you can say that.
Put them in the rickety hut. So they're in the back. What's that neighborhood in LA called? What's that neighborhood called?
Compton.
No! You know Compton used to be like a nice area.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. It hasn't for a long time.
No, the homeless. There's like a mile.
Skid Row?
Yeah! You're putting them on Skid Row. Just because they're G.I. Joes or whatever. Yeah, you guys gotta go.
Oh my god.
This is not a co-ed.
But I did put a lot of work into it. A lot of thought into it.
Did you decorate the inside?
Yes. A lot of creativity.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, so we did that, and then for some reason his action figures always had to be the bad guys that robbed my Barbie dolls' houses.
You guys would have loved Legos.
I don't know. I just didn't like how small they were. I like bigger toys.
You're kind of rough on shit. It makes sense. What kind of dolls did you play with?
So.
Did you have like favorite kind
Barbie
of dolls?
dolls, obviously, since I'm a 90s child. And then there was this character that was kind of popular during the time. I don't know how popular she was, but she was in my world.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Madeline, and she had like movies, and she's like this French orphan girl.
It's a Barbie still, or?
No, it's like a complete different thing.
Oh, okay. Bigger dolls, or?
Bigger dolls.
Okay.
Yeah. And she, like her whole story is like in Paris, France, and she's an orphan, and she lives with nuns, and like.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's like Handmaid's Tale shit.
Kind of, except for.
Not all the bad stuff.
Yeah, they're just children that live in an orphan, and their supervision are nuns. But they were like good nuns. But
that's good.
She had a house, and then all her stuff was like bigger than Barbie's because she's a bigger doll.
That's cool.
So
damn, like how much room did you need for all these dollhouses? You have a whole bedroom?
Lot. Yeah, we did. We had a whole like full-size bedroom for our toys.
And you, oh my god.
And
I
then
don't
a
feel
whole
so bad
basement.
for needing a Lego room anymore.
Huh?
I don't feel so bad for wanting a Lego room anymore.
No.
It sounds like my Lego room is gonna be our daughter's doll room. I better make sure I better get her into Legos quick.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just fun.
That's cool though.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so did that. Building. I like building, like, things out of boxes. I made...
Forts?
Yeah, forts. I don't know what else was there. I made a house for Santa one year when I still believed.
When did you stop believing in Santa?
Well,
what do you mean? Santa's real.
This is a story.
Whoa, Turbo. Instructions.
Okay. So I was like trying to figure out if he was real, right? So
How old? What age? Around?
I don't know.
Oh.
I can't remember.
All right.
Old enough to write.
Okay. So this story is?
I I made like this house out of like
No, honey.
You
Down there.
know.
It's on the opposite side.
Oh, okay.
Under.
Yeah. Got it.
There you
Okay. So you know, like back in the day, I used to get like gift boxes for buying clothes at Macy's, and they were like small, shallow boxes. I don't think they.
We didn't do a lot of Macy's shopping.
I don't think they do that anymore. But anyway, I can't really see with this light. Okay.
All right, let's move these guys. Give you some space to work. Oh yeah, right there. There you go.
Anyway, so I like put the box together and I cut a hole for like the chimney, and I like I made like a slate of my mom's old credit card that she didn't need anymore, and then made like reindeer out of like kisses. And you get the idea. I was like very resourceful with my creations. And I wrote a note. I'm like, if you don't take this, I know you're not real.
Oh, and your parents didn't take it?
No, it was still there the next day. And I was like, I knew he wasn't real.
Did you call him out on it?
Yeah, I was so pissed.
What did they say? They just thought it was time you should learn? That's funny.
They were like up so late and they forgot to grab it.
You're like, fuck.
And I kind of ruined it for my brother. I think he still believes.
So I learned. I wanted to learn really bad. And I learned. It goes right behind the blue one. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I messed up. All right, stand by.
Somewhere.
Oh, that's okay. No, this is what's wrong.
Oh, I just went 1, 2 over.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
You got that one right. There you go. It's hard to talk and build Legos.
It really is.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun of it, though.
Yeah, so tell me your story. How did you find out Santa wasn't?
All right. So,
it was all a lie.
It was all a lie. And I knew, I just was getting smart. Like, I was just smart. You know? So, at a certain age, I was like, I don't know if you ever owned a husky, but they are Houdini. Like, they can get...
You actually had a husky?
I had several huskies. You didn't? What do you mean?
You never told me this.
Yeah, I've had like 6 of them.
Yet you don't like shedding dogs?
They stayed outside. Those are outside dogs. That's what Mom said. Outside.
Yeah,
or
because Ricky's really an outside dog.
I know. She doesn't let him inside.
She does. She lets her in the laundry room.
Oh, that's technically like outside. It's like the first door to outside.
Oh my god.
When Ricky got his head stuck.
Yeah, but when you say outside dog, a lot of people think
huskies
they
were
just
outside
live
dogs.
outside and they never see warmth in their life.
They did. They lived out in a kennel. They had obviously like a dog
Anyways,
house.
going on.
So, go from talking about Santa to huskies. Oh my god.
Okay, so you had all these huskies, and then what happened?
Oh, they're Houdini. So it wasn't about huskies at all. It was about me being super mischievous. I needed to know. And I would find every year, like for years, like 3 or 4 years straight, I ruined Christmas because I had to know who bought the present.
Yeah.
Who bought the present? Santa have it? Or did Mom? And I figured it out pretty soon. Like,
I always thought it was both. I'm like, oh, my mom buys some and then Santa buys the rest.
So the first year I found them, I didn't find Santa presents. I don't think she bought them yet. But the second year that I figured out where they were hidden, and then I found them, I found Santa presents. I know!
Oh, no!
And that's exactly what happened. And I was like,
she put that sticker on too early.
And I might be really good at getting in. Well, it wasn't that. I had a Santa list, so they weren't wrapped. So I knew what present was what.
Yeah. Just by looking at the size. So I was like,
this is on Santa's list.
Yeah.
Bullshit! And so every year after that, I would look, and I'd be like, well, did I at least get my Santa presents?
Oh my god, you're such a brat.
Yes. And I didn't care if I got in trouble. I had no control over it. Is there...
So, what do you think when our daughter is, like, at the age where Santa's like a thing in her world. Should we tell her the truth? Or
Well, one thing I know that's not where that goes. One thing I know is that I'm not gonna get mad at her for looking at the presents. I'm just gonna let her know. Look, well, you ruined the surprise, and now you still gotta wait. So
That's funny.
enjoy that. Enjoy the agony.
And now you still have to wait.
Yeah, I never understood like getting mad at me for ruining my own surprise.
Yeah.
Like, I'm mad at you for ruining your joy. Like, well, I ruined it, so don't get mad at me.
Yeah. My brother used to always be the one that would wake up first on Christmas morning, and I would be so mad because he would like wake us up like 6 in the morning, and as you know,
That's me.
I never been a morning person until recently. And so I did not like that I had to wake up that early.
You're probably so mad.
I was so mad I didn't even care about the presents anymore. Like, and so I would purposely stay in my bed longer to make them wait because they woke me up.
So, as I got older and found out about Santa, then I wasn't as excited to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, and I would do that. My sister would still, and then she was still excited. And even after she knew about the Santa, she was like always just excited.
Yeah.
And then, but I would usually find my presents, so I already knew what was waiting. I had no.
So you're like, I have no sense of urgency.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna stay up all night and then sleep in.
Oh my god.
Hey, my parents, like, I figured I was helping them out, you know? They don't, yeah. I'm sure I wanted to sleep in.
Right. Yeah, so then finally one year I decided, okay, that's it. I'm not going to bed.
Oh, God.
I'm staying up all night.
How'd that work for you?
And then I'm going to wake them up first and see how they like that. And then if I did that, I was in trouble for waking everybody up. Because I'm the oldest, you know, we get the short end of the stick.
Yeah, we do.
But if my brother does it, it's, oh my god, he's just trying to enjoy his Christmas.
Oh my god. Did your family do Elf on the Shelf?
No.
So I didn't find out.
I never understood that because I didn't grow up with it.
Me neither. I didn't find out about that until I went to visit my dad in Florida, and they did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's cool.
It must be a fun Florida thing.
Well, I've met more people. Like, I know.
Yeah, more people do it in the South, I think.
Yeah. And I, like, yeah, as I get older, I'm like, Elf on the Shelf. Like, these people know about that?
Yeah.
You know, and these go on either side of the...
It must not be a California or a Minnesota thing.
No. So, where you first lived in California, how long did you live there?
So we lived in Palmdale until I was like at least 8.
Okay.
And then we moved to Apple Valley, Minnesota.
Nice.
Which is a suburbs town. I feel like Palmdale's kind of a suburb too, but
oh, for sure.
But it's more
like a desert
rural.
city.
It's more rural.
Yeah.
Because it's
Apple Valley is like still suburbs.
It's like a real suburb. Yeah.
Not that far to the city.
No, like 45 minutes to Minneapolis.
Here you go. You don't want those.
What about you?
What was that like?
What?
Switching.
California or Minnesota?
No. You should look at what the instructions are doing.
I'm just putting things wherever.
You were reading one step ahead. That's okay. Yeah, what was that like? Because Minnesota's cold.
It was horrible.
And you lived in the desert.
Well,
so you went
okay,
from the desert to the
first, as a
frozen desert.
Right, as a California kid, it was like exciting to see snow because in Southern California we got like maybe like a baby amount of snow, and it was never enough for a snowman or anything. I literally have a picture of my brother and I in our rain boots, and our underwear was like shovels. Because, like, it wasn't enough.
Hang on, something's happening here.
Okay.
Stand by. Oh. We're backwards. So we're going to go this way. Then a piece goes this way.
Mm-hmm.
That looks funny, though, right?
It doesn't look right. Something's wrong.
Yeah. What happened?
This isn't supposed to be there, I don't think.
I think you're right. No, we're supposed to build on top of it.
Okay.
Yeah, put that one back.
Put this back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're getting lost in the sauce talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is where we went wrong. We didn't put
I'm just
these.
doing what he tells me to do because clearly Legos are not my thing. I'm like, you put this here, okay?
Yeah, I have no problem like coaching Legos. Alright, that looks better.
Okay.
Then those go on the 2 gray studs.
Okay.
And this is gonna go in the middle. So Palmdale to Minnesota.
Yeah, my brother and I were actually really excited to see like real snow.
That's cool.
But like,
how long did that last? Till it was like, when does this go away?
Winter can be anywhere from October to like June.
Wow.
But going all the way to June is rare. It's mainly like until March or maybe April.
When did your excitement for the snow disappear?
Probably like after like
a week.
2 years of it.
Oh, really? That's pretty good.
Then I was like, all right, I'm done. It was exciting for a minute.
These go in the back right here, okay?
Okay.
I always lived in California. I never moved until I was an adult.
Yeah.
And
did it ever snow in Red Bluff?
Oh, man, like 5 times. Actually,
what?
Before I moved to Florida, it snowed the day before.
Can I see that picture?
Yeah. It snowed the day before I moved, or like the day I left.
In Red Bluff?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It was like really close to the day I left, which was neat because it only happens once every 5 or 6 years or so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Does it snow like in the surrounding areas of Red Bluff, like Mount Lassen?
Oh yeah, so
like if you go, like can you see snow from Red Bluff?
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
All around. And it's really pretty because you're in a valley where it doesn't snow, and it just like it just starts as the bowl that you're in the valley. As it goes up and you follow your eyes up the hill, it's just wider and wider and wider to where you can't even see the rocks on the mountains anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really neat.
So I'm like looking at this, like trying to figure this out. Like, is that those things?
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
We gotta build this thing. See step 1. There's like sub steps.
Yeah.
You gotta build the little T with the studs. And then, did you have like a favorite movie? Like Star Wars is what got me into Legos and stuff. It's still
Really?
my favorite set. I don't know, but I can't remember like loving
anything else.
a Lego as much as a Star Wars Lego. Like all the Legos I wanted as a boy, I wanted the Star Wars set. They were super intriguing. Did you have like a show that made you like
show? No, but like I loved Disney movies. Like that's all I watch besides The Wizard of Oz, because that's just a timeless classic movie.
It is.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like very into Princess Disney movies. And
did you have like a favorite Disney prince that you had a crush on?
No.
Never? No.
I liked all of them. I couldn't pick one. Like, I really liked Mulan. I really liked Pocahontas.
No, like a prince.
Oh,
Prince.
like a prince.
Prince Charming come sweep you off your feet.
I don't know. It was like a tie between Prince Eric and Prince Philip.
What movies are those from? Obviously, as a boy, I only pay attention to girls.
Obviously.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the boys. I just was like, Ariel has beautiful hair.
Red hair. Oh yeah.
So I met the Ariel in real life.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, as a boy.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I was 5. I was on a leash.
At Disneyland?
I was such a kid.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you had to be on a leash.
My mom, yeah, she's like, my grandma got the leash for her. It's like, you might want to leash this kid.
Oh,
and, yeah, it's fun.
Your grandma's like, you're having some trouble.
What do you
I don't know. I'm lost. I'm so lost.
So, I got you the parts.
Okay.
You're going to put these in there.
Okay.
And then that onto the black one, and then put the last brown.
Okay.
I like the fact that
I literally
I just
can't
need to
focus.
Keep moving. I just need to keep moving, and as long as I can put studs together.
I'm a fidgeter, so as long as my hands are doing things, then we're solid.
Hold up. You're close. That's
Wrong way.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what in starting the podcast about as we build Legos, like everyone's, probably except for your grandma apparently, but everybody has.
What, my grandma?
She said she never touched a Lego in her life. I find that so hard to believe. She has so many kids and grandkids and great grandkids, and I'm like, never. She had boys. Like they never played with a block.
Like, her youngest grandkid is not really into Legos. He's more into like Marvel, and there's not really Marvel Legos.
Oh yeah, there is.
There is.
Ton of them.
Tells you how much I know about Legos.
That's right. Well, stick around. I'll teach you a couple things.
Okay,
about
what's
Lego.
next? What do we do?
So this thing goes on the back.
This is the back.
Yep.
Okay,
well, I don't know if it's the back, but that's where it goes.
Okay.
And then you take this guy, and we gotta do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just Lego's not a thing that any of my male cousins or even like the females were into.
That's the cool thing about it is like, so not everyone's done it.
Yeah.
But everyone knows about a Lego, you know what I mean? Everyone has heard the word Lego.
Right, and, familiar.
Yep, they're familiar with it. And it's like, okay. So when I got the idea to do this, I thought it'd be really neat to like, when's the last time people like just quit being adults? Like, when does someone like stop for hours and just like I do regularly, because that's important to me, is to remain free with my creativity and stuff. But a lot of people are on the grind, and I have a ton of friends and coworkers and stuff that I want to interview to just get to know them on a deeper level.
Yeah.
And really, learn about where people are from.
Right.
And what they did as kids. Did they play with Legos? Because I can assume everybody did, but apparently they didn't, right?
Right.
And, yeah, so I thought it was really cool. And it's kind of cool to watch you, like, as someone that does it regularly, I can just have this conversation and build it. And you're like, all right, I have to build. I need to pay attention. I gotta build. But you're doing really well.
Thanks. Yeah, I definitely can't really talk and do this at the same time.
Is there two more?
No, that's it.
Well, we're on this next page.
Oh.
I'm going to put this one here. I like all the colors they're using, the yellow and the blues.
Right.
It's a little tight. Here we go. So, what do you think about, like, so for those that don't know, Alexa is not one to want to be a mother.
Oh, gosh.
The whole time I've known her, she never wanted to be a mother. And I almost thought it was going to be a problem. Like, when we started dating, I thought that would be a problem. And it made me like, ugh, because I've always wanted to be a father.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look, I'm still a child, right? I need a playmate.
Yeah.
I need playmates.
I mean, you have your dog.
Yeah, but he can't build Legos with me. Like, it's not the same.
Yeah, true.
Or play dolls. He doesn't like dolls. I can't go play dolls with him, But, yeah, like, so where did that switch? Like, how did that happen? That you just was like, now I want a kid, and then now that it's happening,
you already know the answer to.
Yeah, but I want you to tell. I like hearing these stories.
Well, do you?
Yeah, I do. And it's like interesting because like it just happened, and then now that you.
Well,
and you don't really think things through like 100%. You don't go like, well, what's pregnancy like? You're just like, now I need to do this. And so now that you're in the middle of it, you're like, what, 7.5 or 7 months and a week? And
I'm like 30 weeks. So like 32 weeks apparently is like 8 months pregnant.
Okay.
So I'm like almost there. I'm almost to 8 weeks. 8 months,
You're like full on plump and ready to go. What's that like? Like how's it been dealing with all the transitions?
I hate it.
Emotional waves.
I am not ashamed to say this on camera. I literally hate being pregnant.
honesty, though, right?
I try to like it. I really try to force my brain to like it, but it just won't cooperate.
That's funny.
I mean, it's not like hard or like anything. It's just like anything that comes with pregnancy, I am not used to experiencing. Like having trouble getting out of bed is not something I was used to before.
Right.
Or like having to sleep a certain way was not something I was used to before. It's just like literally adjusting to things you haven't done in like 28 years.
And then the other thing is like, you're a very active person. So it's like weird to have like now
it makes me feel like restricted. Yeah, like that lightning crotch.
What is that?
It hurts to walk.
Yikes.
It's like
sounds painful.
Do I say that? It's like it hurts like between your crotch.
You
like,
say whatever you want on the podcast.
And it literally feels like someone like stab a knife there.
Yikes.
And you have to walk.
Ow.
So so like
what do you just
and it's not all the time.
It? You just have to keep going?
I just have to keep walking, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no thanks.
Like it'll be fine and then I get out of the car to go to like the store and then it will like come and I'm like, ugh, like okay, I'm so close to the door and I'm just gonna get like 5 things instead of everything on my list because I don't want to do that much walking around the store while this is happening.
So you're like, I guess this meeting's getting cut short.
Yeah.
Right. I have things to do and not be here because I am in pain.
Right. But I feel like my walking every day has helped it kind of like go down.
That's good. Working those muscles, I guess.
Yeah. But it's normal. There's
it's so
like
weird.
So many women that talk about it on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, that lightning crotch, like how it's like their least favorite thing about being pregnant.
So like the weird thing, like I've known a lot of pregnant people and stuff, but living with someone that's pregnant is like a weird experience because you watch, well, and like you are getting bigger. On
How does it feel to see your wife get huge?
Well, yeah. So that's the weird thing. Like I don't notice it because it's like
really because it's gradually.
Yeah, and like if I was to get big, I won't know until I'm like my pants
that's true.
don't. No one knows they got fat until their pants don't fit.
Yeah,
like,
it's so true. Or if someone says something to them,
which is like a day before their pants don't fit. You know. Or maybe they're sucking it in and their butt they don't fit, so it's heavily over their gut. Right. You're like, dude, your stomach's screaming, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta change.
God. So after we broke up and I ate garlic knots every day, that happened.
I'm never letting you live that down.
You think it's so funny
it is
that
hilarious.
I had garlic knots every day after work. And that's how I gained what? Like, I can't even remember. It was like 15 or 20 pounds. But it was enough
That's crazy.
It's the most weight I have ever gained since like middle school when I couldn't do anything because I broke my 5th metatarsal.
That's something. I've never broke a bone in my body.
Really?
I guess I technically broke my thumb, but it just felt like I jammed it.
Yeah.
But I've torn a lot of things, but I never broke anything.
Yeah.
Yep. Knock on plastic.
No.
All right, look, we're moving. We're moving right through this. We're already on bag number 3.
Wow.
I know.
I didn't even realize we were that far ahead.
I know. We got 8 bags total, so
yeah,
making good progress.
What's in this thing? So how's it weird? Oh, it's thread.
Yeah, the rope.
Oh, the string thing.
Yeah, the rappelling.
So what is weird about living with me and me being pregnant?
Well, for one, like I can just go outside and come back inside, and now everything's a problem. Like you're like, oh my god, the sky is falling, and I don't know why.
What?
Yeah, your emotions are like all over. Like could be fine, and I'm having such a great day, and next thing you know, you come out of the bathroom like, ah, ah. I'm like, and me and the dog look at each other like. Just keep your head down. Just keep your head down. Alright? Don't make eye contact. She's going through something.
Oh
and then you're like, you don't understand me. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, how can I? You're pregnant. Like, this is like, if there was one thing I can never understand, as much as they want to say that men can have babies, like, I won't ever understand that. Like,
yeah.
I'm never gonna know what it's like to just be like happy and then be like, life sucks.
Yeah.
Why does life suck? I don't know. So that's new. And then the fact that like you're always like just sat down. I got pee. Like, oh, okay, I'll pause it again. Did we finish the show? No. Why? I sat there for an hour waiting for her to pee 10 times.
Oh my gosh. Is it really that bad?
Some days, and it's weird because it's not always, but some days. But then you're in a car and you're like, hold it forever. But
well, if I don't have to hold it, why would I?
that's true.
Yeah. They say that you're not supposed to hold your pee if you can pee because it can actually weaken your bladder. So when you're older, like it will just leak.
Oh, you know that might happen to you after pregnancy too.
Well, and it's even more important that you don't do that during pregnancy.
So it doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Something else, like, so you just told me this recently, and I want you to, like, go in more about it. The fact that, like, so you got this baby on the way, you moved from Florida, I got you out here, no job, no nothing, left a career, and, like, you know, I travel a lot, so it's hard for you to get set up. What was, like, it's been a year, so for those that don't know, like, it's been a year to the day, actually to the exact day, within a day or two.
Yeah, we got to Hermiston this day, a year ago.
Yeah, the 30th, right?
No, the 29th.
Oh, okay.
And I remember, I know that because...
Oh, yeah, today is the 29th.
I took a picture the first day we got to Hermiston, and this timestamp was May 29th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, just give us a summary of, like, what's it been like, and the amount of growth that I've seen, like, what was that? Because it's a totally different culture, different lifestyle, different...
Out here, yeah.
Like, you went from being a vegan to eating meat again because you had to.
Yeah.
There's not an option to be a vegan out here.
Yeah,
and
not
so
really.
What was this journey like for you?
Where do I start?
How about start with the day we left? Like, what was that emotion? Like, what were you thinking, like, as we're getting ready to leave?
So, like, the last place we went to before we left Florida was his dad's house. And it got real, obviously, because I didn't see a friend before I left. I saw him the day before.
Yeah, on a big blowout party. That was fun.
It was fun. And then, so, it was just like, oh, like, crap. Like, when am I ever going to see these people again? Like, are they still going to be my friend after this? Like, you know, was that it? Like, was that the end to everything?
Right.
And so, and, like, part of me was like, well, maybe that's a good thing if it does happen that way. Because then I can make new friends on the West Coast.
Right.
But then, like...
So it's, like, scary and exciting at the... Yeah, like, the unknown.
Right. But then, like, part of me was like, well, what if I want to hang on to that? Because...
You've been there how long?
7 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, 7 years.
That's a long time. That's your entire adult life.
Yeah, like 3 more years.
Yeah.
I would have been 10, and then some people say you're not really, like, a resident until you've been there for 10 years.
Wow.
Which, that's weird because I'm a California native and I left at 8. So.
Yeah, right? You're like, well, my birth certificate says I am.
Right.
So, I don't know what to do about that.
Right. I did live in Minnesota for 11, but whatever. Like, half those years wasn't real because I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean...
I don't remember much, like, in the beginning.
Right.
When I moved to Minnesota because I was sick.
Yeah.
That
can be a story for another day.
Yeah. But yeah, so back to your question. It was just like, yeah, so 7 years, and like most of the friendships that I made that were like meaningful, like didn't happen until like the last like 4 years that I was there.
Okay.
It just, like, kind of took time to really establish myself there. Because Florida...
So would you think, like, probably 5 years you're there, getting real familiar,
right,
established, have some friends?
Right, because, like, not just Florida, but Orlando in particular is a very, like, passing through city. Like, people come there for work, they leave. They come
All
from
tourists.
They come from school. They come for school. They leave, or they're there for like an internship. Or Disney has this thing called the college program. So like they would just be there for the program.
What's that? Do they like pay for school or?
I don't remember how long.
Is it an internship program?
It's like an internship with Disney, but it doesn't have to be like for their career.
Okay.
Necessarily, like if they want to be a doctor, they can still do it. It's just like takes like classes off their.
Oh.
So they can do that instead of taking like a class.
So it counts as credits.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow. So it is like a college program.
Then. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah, so like a lot of people do that, and they're only there for so long, and they go back to wherever they are from before they came to the college program. So it's like people are constantly like leaving, coming, and going, and like. So it's
big
like
turnover then.
It's,
so
yeah, it's
like,
such a high turnover.
Really hard to make a connection.
Exactly.
When you know why do I try? Because they're about to leave. Like,
right.
I have no idea how long.
Right.
So I didn't know that because like that's how I feel. Because I, as an iron worker and a traveling iron worker, like I actually don't. I intentionally. And besides coworkers, and even then, as I stated earlier, like realizing like there's not a lot of depth to these people I call friends because we only see each other at work. Like I'm with you for 10 hours a day, 60 hours a week. You know, hundreds of hours a month.
Right.
Like I want to go home and not see you, and it's not that I don't want to know about you, but you know,
oh my God, we're so opposite. Because I'd be like, oh my God, I'll see you like 2 hours after work.
Oh my God. Oh, you know, on a Friday we do hang out. We definitely have hung out, but it's like, yeah. So when you hang out, there's a few people that I've gotten close with actually.
Yeah.
But out of all the people I would call a friend, right, quote unquote, like, yeah, I really only knew him at work, and I didn't make the connection to, like, because I was leaving. Like, I knew I'm only going to know this guy in this state.
Well, you were in Florida for 3 years, though, but when you were in Florida, was it the opposite for you? Like, you stayed and they left?
No, so
Or did that not happen to you in Florida?
So in Florida was actually a cool, good you brought that up. Florida, I mean, that's where I met you.
Right.
That's where I met Sean, my good friend Sean.
Yeah, that you still talk to.
And still only, so 2 friends, right? Mm-hmm. And it just, the way it turned out, like, at the 3rd year, I started making a friend. I started making some friends. It took time. Had I stayed around another 2 years, I probably would have been pretty established with a good network of friends. Yeah. But I made a bunch of friends in the trade that I still talk to. Yeah. On social media and stuff. But, yeah, it's just, it's weird when you know that distance will be there, like, you know, like, you're a lot more reserved to give it away because that time, that energy, that connection, it's going to be ripped out. You're like, I'm going to wasted all that time. Now I got to be disappointed that the friendship's falling apart. I don't think you should, like, think it was, like, a waste of time, though, because, like, you know, think of, like, friends that I really was, like, vulnerable with that they know things about me that people that I still talk to, they don't know. Yeah. And it's like... That's kind of weird, right? It's so weird. And it's like, would I consider that a waste of time? No, because then it's like, well, that time with that person impact me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, during this time of my life where this person was in my life, it meant something to me. Yeah. And like, that might just be... Those memories will always be there. And like... Did I necessarily learn something from that person? Not a whole lot, but they did say one thing. Like, I'm talking about a very particular person right now. And, what did it change? Did it leave a lasting, it lasted an impact on you? Clearly. Yeah, I was like,
going through something, and I was like full of anxiety because I told someone my secret without knowing because I was drinking.
Oh my god.
So it slipped out.
You're a bad drunk.
I am. It slipped out, and then I was like, oh my god, why did I just say that? And I was like so anxious. Like, I was like hot. I was like shaking. I was like, I can't believe I just said this. And she's like, oh.
Did they have like a weird reaction or something?
Yeah, it was just like instant anxiety.
Damn.
And like, she's like, Alexa, I guarantee you tomorrow, they're not going to remember what you said because they're more focused on their life than yours.
I've been trying to tell you that for a while.
I know, and I know this, but it's like something that I have to constantly either tell myself or constantly see on my refrigerator or like in my car. Like, it's just something I have.
That's good, though. Do you do that? Do you put stuff up like that? Things that you like know will help motivate you?
No, because you said it's tacky to put post-it notes everywhere.
Well,
but I did before I lived with you.
Okay, well, maybe it is.
I literally wrote a reminder on the fridge today that says, you can fucking do this. You have 10 weeks left to be pregnant.
Well, it is tacky, but if it works, I stand
And I
corrected.
see that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I can fucking do this.
And that's good. That's, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Because, it could be tacky, but we're about to have a daughter. There's tackiness going to be everywhere.
Tackiness is going to be everywhere.
Yeah, it's all over the fridge and these drawings that are amazing.
How is it tacky to have a drawing of your kid? like something your kid made?
I'm just saying, like, the whole fridge will be covered, like, when you open the door.
And that's tacky?
It's gonna fall on the ground. You had so many magnets and shit. Stuff was falling every time I opened the door.
That's just part of being a parent. That's
fine.
That's part of, like, you know when someone walks into your house and they see a drawing.
Yeah, I will love it.
A kid made it. They can assume that you have a kid.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Like, I love that kid with all my heart.
Right.
At the time I said that, I was like, this is annoying me.
That was before you were a dad.
Yeah. And
you're a dad now.
Yeah, and so
even
now
though
I'm
she's
like,
not
well,
here
I
yet.
guess I could just, like, Alexa's like my big child, and I'll just have to let her.
Your big child? Shut up.
I'll just have to let her do her thing.
Oh my god. I can't believe you think that way about me.
But I like getting a reaction out of you sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
I can't deal with more than the dog. Yeah, that's enough. I don't need any more. Yeah, you're definitely not a big child.
Oh
I appreciate all the help that you give me.
Well, you're welcome.
And it's like something that you take for granted, like how much I used to just do things, right? Single. And now it's like, man, I have to do this thing that she does. Like,
like what?
I don't know, like laundry. You do laundry a lot, and it's like,
wow, on camera he finally admits it.
Shut up.
Like, he would normally be like, I do laundry just as much as you. It's like,
I do
no,
help.
you don't.
I help.
Oh.
I help.
Oh my god. Okay, anyways, go on. I'm listening.
That's all.
Okay. That's funny. So, wrapping it back to what we were originally...
What were we talking
about? About what it was like moving out here.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, how it was for, like, how, like, your trade, you were, like, relating to what I was saying about Orlando.
Yeah, finish your story. Yeah. So, have we even got past, like, leaving Orlando yet?
No.
Cool.
So, when I moved out here, I was really excited just because, like, Orlando's great, and I love it, and I miss it. But there was, like, some trauma that came with living in Orlando. And, yeah, I don't know if I want to talk about that, but because it's just...
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, but,
this is your story.
Orlando, not even just Orlando, like, Florida can be, like, very anxiety-driven.
You think everybody... It's just like in the air?
It's just like so hot and heavy. Like, people are angry drivers.
Oh my god.
And it's like
That's a whole different.
when I first moved there, I was like, why the heck are people not putting their blinkers on when they switch lanes? Then I quickly realized in order to survive the road in Florida, you can't put your blinker on.
No, they'll shut the door.
Yeah, you cannot put your blinker on if you want to live.
It's a target.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I am not using my blinker. I am one of them now.
I don't know what country these people are from.
Everywhere.
And that's fucked up to say, but like, dude, they don't know how to drive.
It's everywhere. It's not one country that lives in Florida. It's every melting pot. It
is. Well, yeah, because the traveling and everything. Like, I mean, that's why they have words for that. Like, Florida man and this and that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, yeah, so it's just like...
You were saying it
kind of like adapting to multiple cultures in one.
So what's the so speaking of adapting to cultures, so you move out here.
Yeah.
And you got this week-long journey. You stop to see your mom in Minnesota, your grandma in Nebraska, stop by Chi-Town. And during that trip, like, what's going through your head on the road? Because as each day, you're getting further and further and further away from everything that you know. And then you go to see some more stuff just to be a little familiar and say hi. Like, we go to Minnesota, okay, I'm still not feeling like I'm not, this is familiar. But then after we left Nebraska, like, that's no man's land.
Yeah.
Like, what was that like each day you're a little bit closer to the unknown?
So... To be honest, there was like multiple times I was like, oh my god, am I making a mistake? Should I tell him to take me back? Like, should I make him turn the car around? Like,
wow. Oh my god.
But I was like, no, you can't do that. Like, you're committed. Like, you made a choice. You're gonna follow through.
I honestly never thought you would make it out here.
Yeah.
I'm very proud
It was
of
definitely
you.
not an easy transition.
You're very brave for doing that.
Thank you. It was terrifying.
There's like, you said this before, but there's people that never even left their county.
Yeah.
Let alone the state they lived in.
Right. So I moved here. When we first got here, we were in Washington, like on the border of Washington and Oregon. And people were so weird. I was like still that Florida girl with bright colors and like a little ratchet.
Your bright yellow flower skirt and pink slides and shit.
Yeah, just bright, vibrant tropical colors. And people out here are just wearing like shoes that are just so worn out and like wearing like those like old 90s shorts that have holes in them and like oversized like shirts. And
really,
it's just like I felt like people didn't really present themselves like well. They were just like, oh, I'm leaving the house, I'm going to Safeway, which is a West Coast Publix. In Florida, we have Publix, and Safeway and Publix are owned by the same company, so it's the same thing.
Actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like both owned by Albertsons. Yeah.
I like Publix better though.
Me too.
So much more.
I feel like it's cleaner too.
And way nicer.
And like, okay.
The people are nicer at Publix.
They are. And then when you go to Publix right before the beach, that's like a whole like moment.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Like
the grocery store moment. I need to hear this.
When you're in your swimsuit, like you're in your swimsuit, you have like your beach cover up, like shorts and a top, whatever, and sandals, and like you're ready to go to the beach, and you go to Publix to get like an alcoholic drink or a non-alcoholic drink, whatever, and then you get a snack, and it's just like such a vibe, like it's like.
Wow. I didn't realize.
It's like a hot out.
I didn't even realize that was like something that you were like, oh man, I can't wait to get to Publix. Like,
no, it's not like, oh my god, I can't wait to go to Publix. It's more like, it's like it's not really a beach trip unless you go to Publix
that's
first.
what I mean. That's like that's the punch. That's when you're punching your ticket. You're like, all right, we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
The joy can begin.
Yeah, exactly.
Hand me that rope right there, baby.
This, okay.
Yeah, I gotta tie.
And then it's like Safeway, the lighting is darker.
Oh.
And then like the floors are different.
Yeah, they're different. And just the hospitality though.
Yeah, the hospitality is different. Like, okay, no offense. Like, I know I live in the West Coast now, but it's like, I feel like the lack of hospitality on the West Coast is just very much needed. Like, they need to work on that. Because the hospitality does not match.
No.
Like, in the South, particular Florida, because that's where I have lived in the South, like, the hospitality is just unmatched to here. Like, it's like people actually, like, yeah, it's the Southeast, and people are a little bit more blunt, they are a little bit ruder, but they're not rude in a mean way. They're rude as, like, they're straightforward with you.
I think I figured it out too.
Like, what?
Why? Well,
why
specifically what? Florida. Why Florida has that charm about it?
Well, it's probably because of Disney, number one. But it's not. It's not just Orlando though.
No,
like, you can go to Miami, you get the same thing.
But the fact remains, what you just stated without saying it, is that
Disney.
No.
Well, then what?
Because Miami was big far before Disney.
No, you're right.
The hospitality is there because the tourism is there. And so that's the only place where my money, my salary is relying on me being nice to you. The nicer I am to you, the more money you're going to give me. And that's interesting because I wonder if you took away that incentive to have that.
I don't think so.
Would it still be the same?
I don't think it's solely on the tourists, because if you go to Anaheim where Disneyland is, it's not the same.
No.
Because if you go to
Disney, that's why I don't think it's just Disney. That's why I said it's not Disney.
It's also
it's the entire
South
culture.
Like,
yeah.
And I think it's like people are happier in Florida because it's sunny 24/7.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, the heat can make people like frustrated and angry. It's actually like proven that hot weather makes people angry.
Really?
Yeah. But like, I feel like at the same time, they're also happier because they get more vitamin D.
This is true.
Like, it's like, okay, we might have our moments where we're frustrated on the road because people are being like morons. But then once we're like somewhere where we're not driving, we're fine.
What do they got going on here?
I don't know.
It shows the rope, but I think it goes through.
What do you think about what I just said?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Please repeat it.
Okay, so I said that.
The heat.
What you were saying about like the hospitality being so amazing in Florida because of tourism, but I said if you go to California, like Anaheim, California, where Disneyland is, it's not the same hospitality, because like I've been to places outside the Disneyland area in Anaheim. People do not really care about hospitality.
No one gives a fuck about anybody.
No.
California, it's every man for himself.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's weird. What do you think that's from?
So what I was saying is, like, do you think it's the vitamin D? But what's the factor of
there's
the
a lot
research
of vitamin
study
D
that
in California though.
Huh?
There's a lot of vitamin D in LA area.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, because there's also this factor that they say people who live in hot climates have rage.
Well, that can't.
So do you think that's just on the road? Because that's the only time I really experienced it in Florida. Because in California, they also have rage issues on the road.
It could be.
So is it just a road thing?
No.
Or like, where do you think that comes in?
Well, honestly, everywhere gets hot. Like, it gets 120 degrees here.
Yeah, that's true.
And no one's in a hurry. And then in the Bahamas, like, that's a whole nother no one even lives in this planet's time zone. Like, they're so slow and laid back.
They're
like,
so slow. They're just like living luxury.
Yeah, and just like, hey man, slow down. There's no reason to get upset. And so like, and that place is hot.
Right,
and
like so is
like
Jamaica,
hard.
and they literally have this famous saying like "ain't no worries" or something like that.
And I think maybe the struggling, you know, like maybe people get involved in something that they're like so. Maybe the stress is so high in their life that all they can do is focus on what is in front of them, and they don't have the capacity.
Very possible.
Like if that same person. Maybe you got in a fight with. Maybe that guy's having trouble with his wife and his job, or maybe it's over his bills and he's robbing Paul to pay bill. You know, and if that man was put, or that woman, or that person was put in a situation where all that was alleviated, would they be the same asshole?
Right.
If they didn't have that.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
If you look at New York and everyone's like on the hustle trying to just make it in New York, I think if they didn't have that stress, they would be like more friendly. Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
That is a perfect example.
And now that like
people wave out here.
Oh, I know.
I'm at someone from the East Coast, and that's a West Coast thing. So that's nice people. It just depends what part you're in.
Right. Like, because like when I first moved out here and we were hiking at like that Badger Mountain in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah.
But I think I was actually by myself that time, and this lady said hi to me on the hike, and I was so confused.
What?
I text one.
That's normal.
I literally text one of my friends in Florida. I'm like, someone just said hi to me on the hike. Do I say hi back? Like,
no way. You're like, are they trying to rape me, or is this okay? Like, is this an abduction?
I was just like, why are you just saying hi? Like, I don't get it. Like,
that lady probably thought you were weird.
Yeah, and I thought she was weird. But yeah, so now like I feel like I've been in the West Coast for a year now. I feel like I've definitely been more willing to be that way.
That's good.
Because I'm matching their energy.
That's good.
You know what I mean? But I still cannot get over the fact that hospitality is lacking over here.
So here's a weird one. So another thing that was different besides just culture and everything.
Yeah.
COVID rules were different.
Oh my God, that was
like what was that
really hardest thing. I mean,
you spent the whole COVID in the most free state of
oh my God.
time.
Yeah, I feel like people can't relate to me out here because of my COVID experience.
Yeah. So what was that like? Trying to like people look at you weird because you didn't put your mask on right away, or you're not walking down the street. Why are you walking down the sidewalk with no mask?
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
You can't be
especially in
on
Portland,
the wrong side of the road without a mask.
When I worked in Portland, oh my God, this girl's like, oh my God, you're not wearing a mask. I'm like, I'm hot. Like, I'm hot, okay? Like, and I had a latex mask on. The latex mask was like the dumbest thing I ever bought. Because
latex mask? That is dumb.
You can't breathe in it. It's like literally suffocating you.
Yeah, duh.
And I was like sweaty. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, okay? Like, yeah, so that was interesting. But yeah, in Florida, we closed March 15th, and then we opened up May 26th. And the day...
So you guys really did like a 6 week thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to shut down for 8 weeks, and then we're going to reopen.
Yep. And literally, once it reopened May 26th of 2020, all gates were open.
Before you moved here, when I first came to visit you... Yeah. And even the second time, it was like weird. It was weird. Because, like, it was like, okay.
Are you talking about when you came to see me in November that year? Yeah,
in 2020. And then last year as well. Yeah. When I picked you up, I'm trying to tie this knot, sorry.
No, you're good. So it was weird because you were used to being, like, because you said that during COVID, you literally spent most of your time at your house.
Yeah, we
You didn't really go anywhere.
No, we were super shut down.
You didn't even go to the gym.
No, we were shut down. And that was depressing. Not going to the gym, oh my God.
Yeah. I'm like glad that Florida didn't shut their gyms down because I mean they did for like between like March 15th and the 26th of May, but after that they were open, and that first they started with, oh, you have to wear a mask just past like the front desk, and then you can take it off. Like
that's okay.
Like you had to put your mask on to get through the door of the gym, and then leaving, but you don't have to wear it working out.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
So, I don't know what...
Damn, they had me tying this tiny rope with my big sausage fingers. It's really hard.
That's funny.
I had so much focus in this. I've never had to do that with the little rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had people looking at me funny. Like, I had a mask on trying to be courteous, and I went to St. Cloud to see my parents' liquor store, and we, like, visit all the local shops and that.
Yeah.
Looking at me like,
Florida
what are you doing?
is like, why do you have your mask on? Like, take that shit off.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, okay, I like this. I like it. It's weird.
It's funny, when I went back to work on May 26th, like, the first week, they're like, okay, you have to wear your mask on, or you have to wear your mask. Then the second week, like, oh, you don't have to wear it.
That's weird.
I know, they were just like, just this 1 week, like, just until, like, we get used to the idea of, like, being back at work. Like, yeah. It was fun, though. But isn't it even funnier that I would be, like, going to the bars, the clubs. I even worked at the club.
I know.
And
you got COVID here doing nothing.
I know. That's what I was going with this. It's like, I literally was, like, shoulder to shoulder with people, partying every day of the week. And I also worked at the club, so I just never left the party scene.
And not hardly getting any sleep. Staying up all night.
Yeah, no sleep. Eating Chipotle every day.
Working out every day like a savage. Just
working out.
Not good for you to be running that. Your engine is just red line.
Yeah. I was just like, go, 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 go. Because I kind of like that lifestyle of like, go, go, go. Because I feel like I'm doing something with my life. Of like constantly being busy. Like, the second I have downtime to watch TV, I feel like I'm wasting my life.
Hey, you talking shit on the downtime for TV, alright? Yeah, I feel you, though. That's good.
And then I moved here.
I really like that about you.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And then the second I moved here, well, not the second, but like 2 months after I got here, I get COVID. And I didn't go out.
It wasn't even that. It was like first week of July, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you've been here a month.
Yeah, a month and I get it.
And even then, like, you were around people in the clubs and shit down in Portland, and then you come out and we're, like, all alone.
Right.
And I get, fucking Brad. Brad gives us COVID.
It was Brad?
Yeah, it was Brad.
I thought it was someone at your job site.
Brad!
Oh, God.
Because that day, you remember that? I know, you remember the day that he, like,
fucking
slept?
Brad.
Told you he was called fucking Brad for a reason.
Yeah.
You remember that day that, I told you, like, he was feeling like shit, partied too much, and was, in the the whole back seat of my truck. He was, like, laying down all the way to work, and then laid down in the shack at work.
Oh, my God.
He had COVID.
Oh, my God.
That's why, yeah. And I was like,
he's not very responsible.
No.
Breaks his foot at work. What?
Well,
How do you do that?
That happens. That's not on him.
Yeah, but are you sure? Because Brad's not a very careful person.
I guess yeah.
I'm sure he could have easily avoided it.
Don't drink on the job's probably a good start.
Right?
But yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but anyways, it was fine because my symptoms were just a light cough and a minor headache. That was it. Man, you got the worst of it.
Yeah, it knocked me out.
It scared me how bad it was for you.
It sucked.
Yeah.
But that was like, it was horrible. But we got through it.
Yeah, we did.
And it's weird too, cause like, we made it so far, and then at the end got that COVID Delta variant.
Yeah.
It sucked.
But
not what. The worst thing was they didn't tell me. They're like, well, just go home. If you get sick, come back. Like, what? No, that's it? That's all you can tell me to do? Like, go home?
Well, what else did you want them to say?
Well, anyway, I don't want to get into a COVID debate.
Yeah.
Talk. on the
Okay.
podcast, but yeah, it was just, it was interesting. And the fact, like, I was just curious what the difference, like, there's a lot that changed through this journey of yours. And
Yeah.
then, so you lived in Portland, Eastern Washington.
Mhm.
Then we moved up to Seattle for a little bit, the city that the sun never shines.
Yeah.
What was that like? During the darkest time of the city, like,
it was really hard
it
for me,
literally
honestly.
never shines. And they had the strictest lockdown rules that I never even
It was really
experienced.
hard.
Yeah.
I was missing Florida the most when we lived in Seattle because
Homesick.
I was very homesick. I was like, oh my gosh, I miss my freedom. Like, my freedom's, like, been taken away because, like, you couldn't go anywhere. Like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, if I was in Florida, I wouldn't be dealing with this right now. Like,
Yeah. How'd you get through that? Like, how'd you...
I don't know. It kind of just went mentally insane in my own brain by myself.
Okay. I'm glad you left me out of that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It was too much. It was, like, so much I couldn't even, like, speak it.
Wow. That sucks.
Yeah. But the dog and I went on plenty of hikes and I went hiking even when it was raining just because I needed to, like, do something.
I remember it got you the jacket so you could not be wet. I was like, all right, we got to get you a jacket then.
Yeah. So it was fun, like, exploring, and a lot of the trails I went to still had snow on them.
Had you ever seen anything like this, like Oregon or Washington, all the trees and the evergreens and how thick the forests are?
Not quite like this. Like, even, like, living in California, not quite anything like it because I lived in the desert part of LA. But, I mean, when we went to the Smoky Mountains, we saw stuff like that, but it's just not the same scenery.
No.
Like, Tennessee, like, the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee and North Carolina are, like, similar but different. Like, it's evergreen, but it's not, like, as saturated.
It's
It's
the
not
soil
as
is different, and, like, the air is different because of the moisture. And you know, like, the amount of mushrooms and wild mushrooms you find out here, they're beautiful.
Well, not only that, but it's just, like, I feel like the trees are bigger out here.
They are.
Like, they're massive. Yeah, so, and the mountains are bigger.
And, like, the forest is so tall and so dense that it clouds out the sun.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
You're like, oh shit, like, it's 4 o'clock and dark in here. Like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
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 It gets dark a lot later in the forest.
Yeah. So,
and rocks everywhere.
And then, like, the other thing about Seattle I didn't like is people were very hard to talk to. Like, I remember, like, going to the Doc Martens store in downtown Seattle to exchange.
You love Doc Martens.
I do. I bought a size 10, and they were too big, and so I exchanged it. And then I was just, like, chatting up the sales associate, and she was not having it.
No?
No. And
I'm not supposed to return my shit?
I didn't wear them outside.
I know.
I literally tried them on when I got them in the mail, and I decided I didn't want to.
It's weird. Why do people gotta be like that?
So it was weird, and that was, like, kind of like a wake-up call for me, honestly. I was like, okay, like, I don't fit in here.
I remember. Actually, I think I remember that day.
Yeah, because, like, if I would do the same thing in Florida, even Minnesota, I would not get that response.
So...
And I feel like even here, in the Dells, if I did that...
Oregon's way nicer.
It is, yeah.
I never experienced that either.
So it was just like, I have never been treated like that at a store before. And it was really... It was like, I don't know, it was just different. I was like, okay, like, these people don't like to talk, or am I talking too much, or am I too much... I don't know, like, is my energy too loud? Like,
yeah, you do have loud energy.
Yeah.
I like that though.
But I was like, but whatever. I will just never come to this Doc store ever again. Because I want to go to the store and talk to someone.
Yeah.
But it's like, but then I did the same thing again at the Bellevue Mall. Mm-hmm. And the guy was so helpful. He talked to me about his wife.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And I talked to him about you. And I told him that he was, like, the first sales associate that actually helped me out. And I really appreciate it. Yeah.
That sucks.
It's like, because I have to have my retail therapist.
Yeah.
I had
Yep.
Lisa as my retail therapist at
I
Free
know.
People for years.
Yeah, you weren't gonna say it, let her know you were leaving or nothing. I was like, well, that's
No, I was just like nervous to do it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure she did too. Yeah. So, anyways, what did you think about Seattle? I know you didn't like it either.
I like the money.
Yeah, the money was great. The money was great.
That's a good example of like, maybe money isn't everything. Like,
no, it's not.
Because the second I didn't like it until I moved back to Oregon, and I was like, oh my god, like I feel like that weight, that burden of the, like, it wasn't even it was just like the weight of no sunlight.
Right.
Like a burden.
It is a burden. You need sunlight to survive for a reason.
Right.
So, like, if you live somewhere where there's no sun, it's like, yeah, you're more prone to be more on the depressive side. Yeah,
it's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah. It is a thing.
And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because, like, to live there the whole time, like, that's wild.
Right.
And then, like, I have to go see the sun.
Right? Yeah, when you live in Seattle, you have to drive an hour to, like, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to go see the sun. Yeah, I didn't like that. No. And I love my motorcycle, and I can't ride my motorcycle when I can't. Right, because the constant rain.
Yeah, it's super dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then going back to Red Bluff was, like, during that time, and then we came back, and it was fucking so shitty out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, this sucks. Oh, when we went for, like, our wedding week? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because it was nice there, and it was like, I got back, it was even shittier. It was like, the RV broke down. I know. I was like, fuck. Yeah. This shit sucks. Yeah. It was definitely an interesting experience. That's, like, kind of one thing I like about your trade, though. Like, I like it, but I wish it was just less often. Yeah. But it's like, the constant moving, like, city to city, it kind of gives you a different perspective. Yeah, for sure. Because, like, I remember, like, I think it was my third grade teacher, like, I remember her saying that. She's like, we were studying, like, the continents, and, like, oh, what is India like to you? Like, what do you, when you hear India, what do you think of? Like, everyone's like, oh, elephants and, bright colors, because people wear really bright clothing in India. And then she's like, well, I actually been to India, and that's not what comes to mind. Really? When I think of India. So what'd she have to say? She said it was a very sad place. It was, like, very cool. The culture, the people are amazing, but it's just, like, sad in the conditions that some people live in. Oh, shit. And so it's, like, her point of, like, saying this is, like, and, like, she went to, like, several parts of India, so she went, like, to nicer areas, and then she went to, like, the poor areas, and, like, kind of ventured around the whole place. And that's all over. She ventured all over India. That's good. And so she was saying, like, if I only been to one part of it, my perspective would only be that one small part of it. Well, a perfect example is me and you. Like, look where I come from. We come from the same country. Like, right. We're not cut from the same cloth. Yeah, that's true. We're not cut from the same cloth at all. I think that goes overlooked a lot today. People don't think about that because, like, when someone goes to, say, I don't know, Europe, like, I went to London, and, like, I would say, oh, London's like this, but if someone else went to London, but a different part of London I did, they'd be like, no, London's like that. Yeah, and so it's like, is there, like, it's just like Washington, like, in Plymouth, it was fine. Plymouth isn't even really a town. Like, Tri-Cities was fine, but then you go to Seattle, it's like a totally complete different place. Yeah. And it's the same state. So it's like, that was my point. It's like traveling around different cities kind of gave me a perspective that... And it's weird because all of Orlando's pretty much the same. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So it's like... Portland, it's kind of like... Yeah, there's different neighborhoods, but it's all pretty much the same. Yeah.
I mean, you can say that about Seattle too.
I guess.
It's just like bigger cities they are what they are.
Right.
But then you move, like not necessarily move, but just like visit even, and it would be a totally different vibe.
And way different too to live there and visit. Visit is a totally different experience.
So, yeah, that was like something I always remembered because it's like it's true. Like you can go the same place I did and say your experience was different than mine.
It's yeah. I mean that's the most simplest form of that is art. Art. Yeah. Same thing as it's up to the viewer's discretion.
Yeah. Like, that's what I love about art.
I don't know. What does it mean to you?
Right. You know? Yeah. That was like one thing that they trained us in art school. It's like, okay, you're gonna do this, and then like say you have to draw like a fruit bowl or whatever, and it can be any tool, it can be charcoal, it can be oil paints, whatever.
So you're not restricted.
Yeah. And then we're gonna critique it, and then you tell me what you see. And it's like everyone has like a different perspective. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I was never good at art like that, but I really enjoyed being creative.
Yeah.
I found my art in metal. You want to do some of this?
No, I'm good. I'm good. You can do it.
All right. And then, so you pursued art throughout your life, right?
Yeah.
And fashion?
I loved art. Like
what was like
I always had like oil paints, like markers. Like I always had an art kit.
You're since you were a child, you've been super creative. Like what do you want to do? Like now that you're here with this now you have a baby, so there's a lot of unknown. But like, do you ever think about like how to exercise your creativity?
All the time.
What do you want to do? Do you have ideas?
I love painting, but like my fear is like I haven't done it in so long. It's like, would I still be good at it? Like,
probably not be good.
Because it's been so long. But it's like it's weird because
it comes back to you.
I think it does, but it's just like the fear of getting started because I feel like as an artist we are. Not just me, but like any artist, we're all very critical of our artwork. Yeah. Like my brother doesn't let anyone see his comic strips until it's done.
He does comic strips?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No. Oh. That's cool.
Yeah, so he would, he's always done that. He's been doing that forever.
Really?
And he will, if you go on his desk and you try to look at his comic strips before done, he is livid. So no one's allowed to say anything until it's finished.
It makes sense though. Like,
yeah.
You don't want, it's a masterpiece. You gotta take your time.
And I come from like a long line of artists on my dad's side.
Really? Your dad's side? Mm-hmm. Does he do that stuff?
Not my dad, but I don't remember who. Like my dad has such a big family. Like he's like the youngest of 5.
Oh.
So. Yeah, he has a big family. It's hard to keep track, like, who did what and who was what. Like, like, in his family. But I just know that I come from a long line of artists in my dad's side. Like, even my cousin Leah, who lives in LA now, she's freaking talented. She made that elephant photo.
And then her brother does,
film work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super creative. It was really cool to meet them.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Thank you.
Are they coming up?
I don't think Leo is because she's just been crazy busy, but
it's
I would like to go to LA though to like go visit her.
I need to go there too to see a friend, Anthony. We need, for sure.
It's been a long freaking time since I've been to LA. The last time I was in LA was in 2013.
Wow. Yeah. I've only been to LA once.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long ways from where I'm from.
Yeah, it is.
Long ways.
Like 5 hours?
No,
5 hours.
Like 10 hours. 10, 12 hours.
I don't think it was that long because Leah and John drove up. They said it was like 5, 6 hours.
Definitely not. San Francisco's 3.5.
Was it longer then?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Santa Barbara was like 10 hours away.
Oh. California's so long.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Well, damn, look, we made it to bag number 4.
Wow.
Bag
It's
number
getting
4
bigger.
Bag number 4 is halfway. We can take a break now if you want. Go take a bathroom break.
I'm
You
okay.
want to continue?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get through this next bag, and then we'll take an intermission. Because I'll have to pee too. What?
Nothing. Oh my gosh.
Bag number 4. So.
Looks like this one we're building the structure, like the.
So yeah, this is the body.
Yeah.
And I think we're about to build the shell around it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Show us. Yeah. Yeah, the roof.
Yeah.
Building the roof.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Neat. Seems like a lot more. Yeah,
What do you
not a
mean?
very big bag. Like it looks like we're not doing a lot, but it's a big bag.
Oh yeah, true. It's probably like a bunch of like tiny little pieces.
This is kind of cool. They like fold down.
What does that do?
That's the body panels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nothing in there, just body panels.
Cool.
Yep. Can you believe we've already been on the air for 2 hours almost?
It's crazy. My butt feels it though.
That's why I thought I'd ask if you needed a break.
Yeah. We can do this bag and then.
Take a break.
Yeah.
That's cool. I enjoy it. This is really kind of fun.
Yeah, it is.
So you did creative things as a kid, but something happened. Like, why did that not get pursued?
Okay, so I actually ended up going to art school. But people were very discouraging when I was in art school. They were like, oh, that's not a real career. You can't make money off of that.
It happened to me, too.
You can't survive that way. Like, people were just so rude and discouraging. Instead of being like, oh my gosh, that's great. Like, I hope you, succeed, whatever, being positive. They were like, oh, that's not... They were just so negative towards it.
You could even be, like, constructively negative. Like, oh, it's going to be really hard, but if you're determined, you can do it.
Exactly. You know? People would say that, too, but because I got so many negative responses before that one, it didn't really mean anything anymore. You know what I mean? And even my dad would be like, oh, well, I can't support you forever just because you want to be a starting artist.
Well, and that's the thing, too.
And
I
it's
think
like,
it means something more when the negativity comes from a parent.
Yeah, and then my dad wouldn't pay for my schooling at all because he didn't support me going to art school. My mom was the only one, like, helping me pay my monthly tuition dues.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
And so...
I wanted to be an audio engineer, and my mom did the same thing.
Yeah.
Especially, like, from where I'm from, it was like, there's no audio engineers in the little cowboy town of Red Bluff. So there's
lack of knowledge.
Yeah, it was exactly that.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, and then again, like, remember how we said, like, people never leave their county?
Yeah.
And that's not my mom. She did.
No, she did.
But she had that small town mindset. Like,
right, I was just about to say that.
Are you sure you're going to want to move away? And now look at me. Yeah. I've lived in more cities than my entire family combined.
Yeah, same. Well, actually, I can't say that because my mom was a flight attendant before she married my dad.
That's a lot.
Yeah, she lives in Chicago. So she's from Nebraska. And then after college, she moved to Chicago. And then she lived there. And then she moved to California.
Wow.
So, and then she moved to Minnesota.
Uh-oh.
But, yeah, so what? She's lived in Nebraska, Illinois, Minnesota, California. So she lives in 4 states. I got her beat by, like, 1. Because I have lived in 5 states.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And you definitely have me beat. You lived in like, more places than I have.
Definitely more places.
Not states though, right?
One more. I think one more.
Okay. So you have California, Florida, Oregon, Washington. That's
Montana.
4. Oh, yeah, that's right. In Montana. Okay, yeah. Well, that's 5. So it's like the same. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Where does this go?
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like moving around. And it's like...
Montana's beautiful too.
Oh my god.
Big
the amount of
country.
culture you get. Like, so we were talking about how, like, people like the experiences of like going different parts of a city or a country or whatever, like
Yeah.
that happens here, and I think that
Wait, say that again?
it happens here.
No,
like you don't have to go to another country to be feeling out of place. And it happens to our cities,
yeah.
And it's like I wonder, like I don't wonder. I think that causes a lot of the division that we experience in this country, like
because every place is so different.
Yeah, and you don't take the time to like. Everyone knows that. If you ask them, like, well, yeah, but you didn't know my kind of lifestyle exists. I didn't really know anything about your lifestyle, like.
Yeah.
But we didn't be like, oh, well, that's not a real thing. We were just like, okay, well, tell me more.
Yeah.
And then it's things you don't like or whatever. You're like, but that's not my life. So that's still cool. Thanks for sharing.
Right.
You know, no judgment on someone else's life or whatever.
Right.
And then not the ability to, like, it's weird to say, but like take yourself out of your body and look at your situation that you're in. And like, am I being too harsh on this person, or like people that shun the art or whatever? Like, well, it's not my dream, but you know,
I get what you're
if
saying.
you want.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think there's too much. Not thinking about other people. Like it's been something that we said regularly that no one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't have to care, but if that moment arises that you want to judge someone or something, you should take a second to care a little bit.
Right.
And just empathize.
Right. Yeah. Like, probably like the hardest struggle I had living out here is when I was working in Goldendale. And I just feel like I was so out of place there. Like, no one really wanted to talk to me. Like, no one really seemed to want to be my friend there. And I just, like, it was really hard. Like, I loved my job. I loved going to work. But it was just, like, it was really hard for me to feel like I belonged there.
Yeah.
And I was like...
And I just don't understand how someone, like... It just doesn't make sense to me, the way I was raised, for that to be something that could happen. It's like, what? How can people not be hospitable? Yeah. Especially to someone new.
Right. And then I even told my boss, I was like, yeah, if I'm honest, I definitely feel out of place here.
Damn.
Yeah. And I was like, I just feel like people don't really want to get to know me here. And I said, I spend so much time like talking to everyone, and I want to get to know them, but they don't want to do it back.
What'd she say?
And she's like, oh, I believe that without a doubt. This is probably different than anywhere you have ever lived. And I was like, yeah, it is.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'm just glad I don't work there anymore in Goldendale.
So you got a new thing going on, right? Like afterwards, how do you feel about like joining a union and doing something that you wanted to do your whole life? You just never got, no one ever pushed you to pursue it.
So I wouldn't say it's something I wanted to do my whole life, but it's always been like something I was interested in, which is like working with wood.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know.
That's how I started.
I just feel like everything I ever been interested in has been discouraged. Like, discouraged.
Yeah.
Like, the art, wanting to work with wood, like, everything. Like, even, like, when I was, like, in the fashion industry, that was discouraged, too.
It's so disappointing as someone that everything I did was encouraged. Everything. Oh, you want to do that? All right, you got to stay committed for 1 year, but we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, we can do.
Yeah.
But you have to be committed. And even if you suck, keep doing it. You're in it for a year, whether you suck or it's expensive or whatever. You're in it now. Yeah. And that level of commitment, like, made you either want to get good, or at the end of the year, you're like, well, you know what? I tried, and now I'm not quitting. Yeah. I gave myself a 1 year deal. Yeah. And I accomplished it, but it's not for me. Right. And that gave you you didn't feel like a quitter. You didn't feel, what I mean?
But you tried it.
And there was a lot of moments with different things that I wanted to quit. Mm-hmm. And I guess now's the time to pause.